Yo, what's good? It's King Kai. If you've ever felt like you are unworthy or just incapable of receiving the things that you once thought that you deserved, then this video is 100% gonna be just for you. So the last couple days, I've had some interesting occurrences happen, and as a result of these things, I started to feel like my self-worth was like in the absolute toilet. I can't stress it enough. I felt like I was completely worthless. I felt like I was not important to people. I felt like I didn't really deserve the things that I wanted for my life ultimately. But after a lot of introspection, I was able to come to the light at the end of this tunnel, right? And I've grown exponentially in the last 2 days than I ever have in like the last few months, and it's absolutely just euphoric. Now, I thought that this experience would be very beneficial for you guys because you might have dealt with something that's fairly similar. So again, if you've ever felt like you didn't deserve anything or you were worthless, then please don't click off, because I think you'll find a lot of value out of this video. So I'm going to start this off with the fact that a lot of the issues that came to the light, unfortunately, these were romantic issues, okay? Now, I'm going to be completely vulnerable in this video, by the way, so if you see a side of me that you're not really used to, then just brace yourself for it right now. But there was someone that I was particularly interested in for an extended period of time, right? And now the unfortunate part is that this person did not return these feelings, right? That happens. It happens to all of us, and it is what it is. Now, the reason why I was so taken aback by everything that was happening is because this specific person was never really interested in me, right? But she immediately became interested in a friend of mine that recently became single, and then they started doing their thing. Now, the reason why this was an issue for me is because again, I'm gonna be vulnerable here, so like you might hear some things you haven't heard before, but the fact that this person has chosen like 10 other people before she even like looked my direction, and then she jumped on my friend, that made me feel so inferior, and it made me feel like unworthy. And years of insecurities that I've had bubbling and like under the surface that I thought that I fixed came erupting back at one time, and that sent me in a complete spiral, like an emotional downpour for the next 2 days, I'd say, about 2 days. Now, during this time, I was really questioning myself. I was thinking like, am I really a good option for the next person? And the reason why this bothered me so much is because not only didn't get the person that I wanted, but the feelings that I was feeling and the fact that I wasn't able to combat them as fast as I would have liked made me doubt my own masculinity, and it made me break my own confidence. I was thinking that one day, if I wanted to be a leader to a woman or my family, then how can I be a sufficient leader if I'm incapable of curbing my mental state and being the strong masculine man? Now, after lots of time by myself, like I specifically spent time all by myself to figure this out, and after opening up to people around me, then I started to get a new perspective. Now, for those who don't know, I actually work in a luxury gym. It's a very prestigious establishment. Now, the people who join a gym that's over $200 a month, that requires a completely different mindset of the members. So that means I've trained people who are like CEOs, who are serial entrepreneurs, engineers, actors, social media influencers. I've trained a lot of interesting people, and they all come with very unique mindsets. Now, I asked a few of these members who I closely trusted, and they gave me such an amazing interpretation on the situation that I would have never considered. Now, to be specific, there was one guy who I was talking to about this, and he taught me a lesson about masculinity that I didn't really think of. So my insecurities were coming from the fact that I thought that I wasn't man enough because these emotions were coming about. And he reaffirmed me that the fact that I was able to expose myself and put myself in a vulnerable position, feel all of these negative emotions, but not allow it to make me angry and bitter, is what makes me masculine. And that was something that I strongly needed to hear. I thought that I was less of a man because I was feeling alone, I was feeling rejected, dejected, inferior. But in reality, the fact that I was able to feel these things and work through them, sit in those emotions, and find a way out is what puts me ahead of the next person, and I strongly appreciated that. Yesterday, as of recording this, was probably the worst day I felt mentally in a very, very long time, but today is probably one of the best days that I felt in a very, very long time. As a result, I've chosen to just take some time to myself and distance myself from the people that I see very, very often, and just break apart my mind and just learn about myself and figure these things out. And I've got a lot of amazing perspectives and lessons, and as a result, I've grown exponentially in the last couple of days. I'm cultivating the sense of happiness within myself rather than trying to look for it in external things. And I've gotten to a point where I don't find as much value in chasing success or chasing happiness or chasing people. I'm becoming more content with just my own presence, and it's absolutely liberating. Now, if you guys have ever felt unworthy, I wanted to tell you this: your worth is not determined by how someone else perceives you. You are going to be worthy depending on how you perceive yourself. Now, your perception will change and improve depending on how you treat yourself. So for example, I wrote down goals on my whiteboard that's right next to my computer as we speak, and I said that I'm not gonna snooze, I'm not gonna hit the snooze button anymore, I'm gonna attend events alone, I'm gonna make sure I keep meditating, I'm gonna make sure that I'm journaling every day. These practices are helping me control my emotions and understand where they're coming from, and I strongly suggest the same thing for you. As much as it hurts to feel like you are not important to people, or as much as it hurts to feel that you're not a good enough option for a certain someone, you absolutely need to be able to prioritize yourself at the end of the day, because you're all that you have at the end of the day. I'm personally not angry at anybody, I'm not mad at these people, and I truly do wish the best for their situation, but I do understand that I need to withdraw and work through these things on my own and figure this out and become a better man because of it. I don't want you guys to ever feel bitter. I don't want you guys to ever feel angry, because that's not how we should navigate life. If you really enjoyed the video and you related to what I was saying, please like it. I appreciate it. And if you need some kind of accountability, then join our Discord server in the description, and you can find some people who are very similar to you, and you can keep on growing on your journey. This is your Sensei King Kai. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Deuces.